What happened at the White House yesterday didn't just raise eyebrows, it exploded across headlines, sparked outrage, and left millions asking one simple question. How did this happen here? At what was supposed to be a high-profile UFC-style event hosted right on the White House lawn, things took a turn that nobody could ignore. And trust me, the moment you're about to see is exactly why this story is now dominating national conversation. During that event wasn't just controversial, it crossed a line that many people believe should never be crossed, especially not at an official White House gathering. This wasn't some random internet moment or late-night comedy show. This was a stage tied directly to the highest office in the country. And yet, a grown man stood there and made a comment so offensive, so widely condemned, that even people who typically stay quiet are now speaking up. The kind of remark that makes you stop and ask, was this supposed to be funny? Was this supposed to be clever? Because if that's the case, it reveals something deeper. Something about judgment. Something about awareness. Or maybe, something about the environment that allowed it to happen in the first place. Now, predictably, there are already voices saying, well, you can't blame Donald Trump for what someone else said. And on the surface, that argument might sound reasonable. After all, people are responsible for their own words. But here's where things get complicated.
Line and P.S. Brittany Griner is a man!
This wasn't an isolated incident. The individual at the center of this controversy has a documented history of making similar kinds of remarks. This isn't new behavior. It's a pattern. And when someone with that kind of track record is invited to an event like this, at a location like this, it raises serious questions about accountability. Because at some point, it stops being about a single comment, and starts becoming about the decisions behind the scenes. Who gets invited? Who gets a platform? And what kind of message that sends? And if you think that was the only moment that made headlines, think again.
Josh Hogan.
So what? Maybe I was drinking last night. But who wouldn't? Who wouldn't be? I have a giant black man that wants to knock me out. He has the most knockouts in UFC history.
Be still, Josh.
231. 231, the official weight for Josh Hogan. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would please...
There was another incident during the same event that left viewers stunned. Reports suggest it may have been staged, but many people aren't buying it. And honestly, given everything else that happened, it's hard to dismiss it entirely. Because when you combine shocking behavior with controversial statements, it creates a narrative that's impossible to ignore. A narrative that's now spreading rapidly across social media, news platforms, and political commentary channels. What makes this even more interesting is that not everyone is defending what happened. Even some well-known Trump supporters have publicly pushed back.
There's one moment I do think Trump has to denounce, and anybody associated with it has to denounce, and that's that crazy fighter guy. I don't even have his name up here, but he won the fight. He took the microphone, and he made a derogatory comment about Michelle Obama. To me, that on the White House lawn. Now, these are UFC guys, all right? They're crazy. They're idiots. You have Sean Strickland, who's one of the craziest people of all time, to the point you can't even pay attention to what he says, snuck in. But when you have that on the White House lawn, on an event you put down, I don't care what you think about the Obamas or anything, that has to be an immediate denounce. Like, wrong, doesn't speak for me. I have no problem with the event. I guess you run that risk because these guys are lunatics, but that was the only thing. If Trump should denounce it, he should say that was totally wrong. The event itself, listen, the troops seem to love it. All the people there seem to love it. I have no problem with it. I think you're crying over spilled milk if you are upset about the actual event. But that comment, if you're going to do it, own it and be like, that was wrong and should never happen.
Take that in for a second. When voices from within the same circle start expressing concern, you know the situation has gone beyond the usual political divide. But not everyone agrees.
Hey Shane, how'd you enjoy the night, man?
It's pretty cool.
What do you think of Josh Huff's joke?
Can you please?
What do you think? What do you think of him saying Michelle Obama's a man?
I didn't love that.
Didn't love it? How come?
Why do you think?
A lot of people have said the opposite. That's why
I don't like that.
There are still those who are dismissing the entire situation, even laughing it off. And that reaction alone is fueling even more backlash. Because for many people, this isn't something to joke about. It's not harmless. It's not just part of the show. It's a reflection of something bigger. And then you have figures who built their reputations on strong opinions suddenly shifting their tone when they step into official roles.
So it was everything you hoped for?
It was pretty great, yeah. A lot of excitement. Yeah, it was a good time, man. I like the fights anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple quick knockouts. The last fight was pretty good. So, yeah, good stuff.
I got to ask, what do you think of Josh Hokett saying Michelle Obama is a man?
I think it was probably the most unexpected and unintentionally hilarious moment of the night. The whole place kind of erupted. So I think you see online, like that kind of blew up. So,
it was kind of weird though, because it's celebrating America event, and then she's part of American history.
Listen, you got to smile a little bit. It's funny. Just joking around. He's Hokett. It's Hokett. You're not here reading the Declaration of Independence.
That contrast between what was said before and what's being said now is exactly why people are questioning credibility. Because consistency matters. Especially when you're speaking to a national audience. But perhaps the most ironic moment came when unity was brought into the conversation.
Wondering why we're not hearing more about this Epstein case? I mean, the guy was only connected to just about every major player in the swamp internationally, and yet you don't hear much about it. And what the hell are they hiding with Jeffrey Epstein?
Those two cases obviously are of significant public interest. I'm just telling you what we see in the file. I just want to be crystal clear on this. I am not asking anyone to believe me. I'm telling you what's there and what isn't.
Right.
There is nothing in the file at this point on the Epstein case, and there's going to be a disclosure on this coming shortly. We are working through there is video. That is something the public does not.
There's video of him killing himself.
No, not the actual act, but the entire MCC Bay. It was only one camera. There's video that when you look at the video, and we will release, that's what's taken a while on this. We are working on cleaning it up to make sure you have an enhanced, and we're going to give the original so you don't think there were any shenanigans. You're going to see there's no one there but him.
Right.
There's just nobody there. So I say to people all the time, if you have a tip, let us know. But there's no DNA, there's no audio, there's no fingerprints, there's no suspects, there's no accomplices, there's no tips, there is nothing. If you have it, I'm happy to see it. There's video clear as day. He's the only person in there and the only person coming out. You can see it.
Unity. That word has been used a lot. But hosting an event where offensive remarks are made and widely broadcast doesn't exactly bring people together. If anything, it does the opposite. And that leads to a bigger point. This event wasn't random. It wasn't accidental. It reflects a deliberate strategy, focusing on a space where support is already strong. A place where the message will be embraced rather than challenged. Because let's be honest, this wasn't about bridging divides. It was about reinforcing them. Now, to be clear, this isn't about attacking the UFC or combat sports. Those have a long history and a dedicated fan base. They are part of the culture. They represent discipline, competition, and skill. But the question people are asking now is different. Should the White House, a symbol of national leadership, be used as a venue for this kind of spectacle? Because while all of this is happening, there are millions of people dealing with real struggles. Rising costs. Healthcare concerns. Housing issues. Everyday challenges that aren't getting easier. And the image being projected right now. It's one of entertainment over urgency. And that's where criticism starts to shift from a single event to a broader narrative. Because this isn't just about one night. It's about priorities.
Yeah, hopefully we created some unity in the country and in the world and brought in some new fans. I hope that's what we walk away with tonight.
Over the years, we've seen decisions that appear to focus heavily on personal image, branding, and legacy. From major renovations to high-profile displays, the pattern is hard to ignore. And for supporters, that may not matter. But for critics, it raises a fundamental question: who is all of this really for? Because during campaigns, the message was clear: focus on the people. Focus on the forgotten. Focus on making life better for everyday Americans. But now, many are asking whether that promise is being fulfilled, or replaced. And here's where things become even more complex. This isn't just about one individual. It's about an entire system. A structure where checks and balances are supposed to exist, but often don't function the way people expect. Because those with the power to challenge decisions sometimes choose not to. And that silence speaks volumes. It suggests a level of alignment that goes beyond policy, beyond politics, into something deeper: loyalty, influence, and control. And that's why this story isn't going away anytime soon. So the real question now is this: what happens next? Does this fade away like so many other controversies? Or does it become a turning point, a moment that people look back on and say, that's when things started to shift? Because one thing is certain. People are watching. They are paying attention. And they are forming their own conclusions.